Welcome back to Sports Chat with Greg and Bryan. Uh, he's Greg.
He's Bryan.
And before we get started, if you like the video, please click the like button. And if you like the content of our channel, please subscribe. We'd appreciate that. We got a request from, and I have his name written down on the video. It's like Ali Hassan Frigi 9236 or something like that. I've got it written down. And he wanted us to try and explain the difference or try to explain baseball by using cricket terms.
That might be difficult because I don't know any cricket terms.
Well, but I know some of them. And so we can draw comparisons to try and make it so it makes so that baseball makes more sense to a person that watches cricket.
What about cricket making more sense to a person that watches baseball?
And vice versa.
It should work that way as well.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into it. So anyway, like and subscribe. Leave us a comment on what you think about this. But here we get into baseball cricket comparison.
Yeah. First thing, cricket bat, baseball bat. Baseball bats are usually 34 to 36 inches long. They've got a barrel on them that's, I think, 2.5 inches at its widest point. They weigh roughly 32 to 34 ounces. I don't know what that is in terms of kilos if you're going that direction. Cricket bats are about the same length, but obviously they've got that wider paddle.
So are they called bats or paddles?
It's called a cricket bat.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it looks like a paddle.
And one of the great things about a cricket bat is that you can change the face of the bat to make the ball fly in different directions. Where with the baseball bat, you are constantly trying to square up on the ball.
Which is hard to do with a round bat.
Yes.
It's hard to hit a round ball with a round bat.
Most definitely. So the cricket ground. Obviously, it's very different from a baseball diamond.
Well, it's circular and not a diamond, so that's
right.
Different. Or square, I guess I should say.
And the distances are different as well. Some things are kind of close. So in the center of the ground, where they have the area where the bowling takes place, it's 66 feet between those two lines in the middle. And then the stumps with the bales are behind that. Now, I don't know how far that is. So
hold on. So the pitching area is 66 feet.
Correct. 22 yards.
In between
those two vertical lines. Whereas on a baseball diamond, we'll get to that in a second, where the pitcher stands to throw the pitches is 60 feet 6 inches. So it's
pretty similar.
It's pretty similar. I think the difference is that in cricket, you can have your foot on that line. You can't go past it when you throw the ball.
The foot.
Your foot.
The arm can.
The arm, right. So you can put whatever your plant foot is.
Your front foot or your back foot?
Your front foot.
Okay. All right.
Right. So it can be on the line in any part. Your heel can be on it, your toe, whatever. But it needs to be on the line.
Okay.
Right.
So the line's in play as long as a piece of your foot is on it. Your front foot is on it.
Right.
So is that the only difference between a pitcher's pitching area in baseball and
no?
Okay. What's the other major difference for a pitcher?
Well, the gigantic difference is, and it's something that comes up that will come up later.
Okay.
No, it's not that big of a deal. Is that the pitcher, depending on whether or not they're a spin bowler or a speed bowler, they run up to put their foot on that line.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next part is that they're going to bounce the ball somewhere generally in that 66 feet.
Okay.
Towards the stumps. Now, they could throw a Yorker, which is a ball just goes on a line, more like what we would refer to as a pitch, that just goes on a line to the stumps. And then when it,
Could you imagine Nolan Ryan? He would just throw 100 miles an hour at
you know,
the
but
stump.
that's the thing. The fastest pitch ever measured, or the fastest ball ever measured in cricket, is like 103 miles an hour. So it's really not that different in that regard. The difference is the difference between a speed bowler and a spin bowler, because a spin bowler will only take like 3 or 4 steps, and then they'll throw the ball and just it's going to hit the ground and go like 90 degrees the other direction.
Is there a distance you can only run from too? Like, can you go 30 feet back, 40 feet back, 50
You can
feet
go as
back?
far as you want.
Is that okay? So now are those the only differences between the pitching area for baseball and the pitching area for cricket?
Well, okay, let me
Okay.
get to this in
Okay.
just a second. There are 10 people, or no, there are 11 people on a cricket team. There's 9 on a baseball team.
And all 11 are in the field.
Yes, I'm almost positive there's 11.
Okay.
It could be 10, but I think it's 11.
All right. Let's move on to the next segment.
Okay, so a baseball diamond. Now, when we talk about distances, that the distance from the middle of a cricket ground to the outside is like, and I had it written down and I didn't get to talk about it. Can you go back just real quick? Go back to that previous slide. There we go. Okay. So depending on the cricket ground, it can be anywhere from 65 to 90 yards, 195 to 270 feet from where they put it in the middle to the outside edge of the ground.
And they don't have a fence out there. They just have little.
They just have that thing that goes around the whatever the barrier, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
All right. So now go on to the next thing. That's in a baseball diamond. In a cricket ground, everything is fair play all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
A baseball diamond, in between the lines is fair territory. Outside of the lines is foul territory. And obviously, you and I both know this. We've been watching and playing and doing baseball stuff forever. For somebody that doesn't know, if you hit the ball into fair territory as a batter, you have to run. In cricket, if you hit the ball in fair territory, you don't have to run. You can decide, no, we're not gonna score any runs, so I'm not gonna go.
But you have to decide, like, both people that are in play have to not run.
Correct. Yeah, one guy runs, the other guy stands still. It's a recipe for disaster.
No.
So that's kind of a big thing. But then the distances are also different. Down the right and left field line, on average, it's not the case everywhere, but on average, it's 325 to 330 feet. So that would be about 110 yards from home plate to the outfield fence. Center field, anywhere from 395 to 420. And then right field in general is about the same, 325 to 330. The bases are 90 feet apart, so it's 30 yards. And the bases are 18 inches wide, like it says. Home plate is 5-sided, it's 17 inches wide. And the reason why it's shaped like home plate is because the foul lines go off of that the back part of the plate. So the front part of the plate is in play and the back part is not.
All bases are in play.
Well, yes. But the front part of home plate is also in play. So that's why if you hit
foul a ball off the plate
and it bounces into fair play, it's fair play,
right?
Yeah. Because the back part of the plate is where the foul lines start.
Yep.
As a hitter, if a hitter hits a ball that goes into foul territory and the ball gets caught in the air, he's out.
So now what we saw in the in the cricket where the guy tapped the ball, went out of bounds, and then out of the barrier, right, and then
4.
jumped a couple times, right?
Right.
So he's not allowed to catch the ball out there.
No, but as long as
Is it-
he's not touching the ground
Yeah,
and the ball's in the air, he's good.
yeah, but he's not allowed to catch the ball out there.
Correct.
Or
That's
sort of
just
the differences between the field.
the fields. Right.
Okay.
All right.
Field of
So
play.
I thought that this was important because it helps people understand the difference between cricket and baseball. That in baseball, there are 9 innings. Each,
That's a regulation game.
right. If it goes longer than 9 innings, obviously, then it goes. But so it's 9 innings, and each inning is a half inning. So New York gets to bat, and then they end up with, after they have 3 outs, then they go into the field and Boston bats.
So when you say each inning, what you mean is each team's part of that inning at bat is a half an inning.
Correct.
Because an inning, that is a little confusing. When you say there's 9 innings, then each inning is a half an inning, that's a little confusing.
Right. Well, yeah.
So
I guess another way to look at it
each
is
team's at bat is a half of an inning.
correct.
There you go.
Yeah. And they get 3 outs.
I may have confused them even more, but
So if you want to try and compare it to cricket, just think of it as in like that New York gets 27 wickets.
okay.
Every 3 wickets, they have to go play in the field. And then Boston is up. And if New York gets 3 wickets on Boston, then Boston goes into the field and tries to get 3 wickets on New York.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't call them wickets, we call them outs.
Mm-hmm.
New York, in the first inning, they didn't score any runs. They got their 3 outs, and Boston came up to bat. They didn't score any runs, and they got their 3 outs. Then New York came back up in the second inning. They didn't score any runs, and they got 3 outs. And Boston came up in the bottom of the second inning. And during their time, they scored 2 runs, and then eventually they got their 3rd out.
Mm-hmm.
And then New York came back in the top of the 3rd inning. They scored 2 runs before they got their 3rd out. And then that's kind of how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
If you look all the way on the far side, there's, at the end of the game, they count how many runs did the team score. So that's the R. The H is for hits. How many hits did they get? And then the E is for errors. And that would be fielding errors.
Not mental errors.
Thank God. And then so Boston got 6 runs on 8 hits, and they had no errors. If you look at the bottom part, this is where you need your scorecard, because they've got the at bat is going to have the person's number there, not their name. So you need to know who number 8 is on the team that's batting. The balls and the strikes, you get 4 ball. If you get 4 balls during an at bat, that's a walk. If you get 3 strikes, you're out. And then they keep track of the outs. 1 outs, 2 outs. Once you get the 3rd out, then it goes back to 0 because the other team's going to come up to bat. The H and the E, that's for the official scorer to determine. If it's a clean hit, then it's not a problem. Everybody just knows it's a hit. If it's a weird hit, like maybe it was hit like 117 miles an hour and the fielder doesn't field it correctly, then it's up to the official scorer to determine whether or not it's a hit or an error.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's a hit, that little thing will light up underneath the H. If it's an error, they determine it's an error, then the E will light up underneath the E. Okay, so the cricket scoreboard is the flower up there is a batter, and Dexter is a batter.
Flower is a name.
Correct.
Okay.
And Dexter is a name for another
batsman.
So
so 0 and 15.
Right.
So they do list the names.
Mhm.
Okay, right. Okay,
And
and the
then the
numbers.
bowlers, the people that are bowling, Kartik and Udall, those are the two guys. Right now, Udall is doing all the
But
bowling
they
because
don't
that's
list
the
their
star.
numbers.
All right. So the last wicket was at 40 runs, if that makes sense. So what they're saying is that you've got the last wicket for whatever team that is was at 40 runs, and it was taken by Middlebrook, was the last guy to have a wicket, and he had scored 9 runs before his wicket. The person that caught the ball was a guy named Joyce, and the guy that bowled the ball was Udall.
So if I'm looking at this properly right now, it says 40 for 3.
Correct.
So my assumption is that's 40 runs,
Correct.
and that's 3 wickets.
Right.
So they're just about ready to start another
Well, go ahead.
play before the next wicket.
Well, no, that's why Flower has 0.
Right, but it says the
Because
last wicket was at 40, so they just got a wicket.
correct.
So they're about ready to go to their next.
And so Flower is the new person that's come
He's
in.
going to come in, and Dexter, I'm assuming, got 40.
No, Dexter has gotten 15.
Oh, 50.
So Dexter is probably
So his number's not 15.
No.
His name is Dexter. I thought that was his number.
No, that's the number of
Okay, so he got
runs he
15.
scored.
But people before him got
Well,
more.
Middlebrook got 9, so that would be 24 of them, and somebody else, or maybe any combination, got 16 to get him to 40. Well, no, it would have been one other
It would have been
person.
one other guy because they got
Right.
3 wickets,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
If my math is correct, there's 2 people up there. So they're only listing right now 2 people.
Yes.
They're listing the last person that got
Out.
and they're listing the next person that's up.
Correct. And then the fielder, the person that caught the ball, Joyce, the run rate is the number of runs that they're averaging per over.
What's an over?
Okay, an over is 6 balls.
6
so
balls.
the bowler will bowl 6 balls, and at the end after that 6th ball, then that's an over, and they change bowlers. Now, if this is a T20 match, and I don't know, I mean that's not what's up there. What that would be is the bowler can only bowl 4 overs. So you've got to have a bunch of different bowlers.
And there's 20 overs.
Correct. So the fewest you could have would be 5 bowlers. Usually they go, it's like 6 or 7 bowlers.
Okay.
And that's how they do it. So if you go down then where it says overs 7.3, that means that they've got 7 overs and they've thrown 3 balls. So Udall has thrown 3 balls in the 8th over. It says the overs that are left, so they've got 13 overs to go. So they're 20 overs.
Mm-hmm. So it's T20.
Right. And then they're just pointing out who the bowlers were. So it's, bowler number 30, 34, 35, 25, and 8. And those are the number of overs that each person has done.
That's 7.
Correct.
And the guy that's bowling now, Udall,
right,
has already thrown 3 balls.
Correct. And then for extras, those would be extra throws. So in other words, if you throw a ball that is incredibly wide or incredibly high and it's just out of everywhere, you have to redo it.
How many extras do you get?
I don't know, but I know that
you get kicked off the polo ground.
Well, no, but I know that if you throw a ball that's really, really wide and way, way out there, it's not only do you have to rethrow it, but it costs your team a run.
Oh, okay.
So
that's good. Good to know.
That's why. Okay, so the difference in scoreboards, I think that if you can read the scoreboard, it helps understand what's going on in the game.
All right.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. So now we're going to get into the visual of this so that we can talk about the difference between the games so that people can see. So baseball the pitcher stands on the pitcher's mound, which is 60 feet 6 inches from home plate. They have to put their foot on the pitching rubber. It's got to be touching the rubber in some way, and then they throw the ball home.
Does it have to stay on the rubber when they throw it?
No, it's just where you start.
Yeah.
And then the next thing is, in baseball, a pitcher does not get replaced after, like they don't have to replace them after 6 pitches. Pitcher can pitch all 9 innings.
As a matter of fact, if you get brought in, you have to face 3 batters.
You have to, right. You have to at least face 3 batters. That if you want to take this to a cricket explanation, in baseball, a pitcher throws a Yorker on every pitch. That's one of the big differences. All right. So
hold on a second.
Okay.
So there's something about the mound that we're not explaining to cricket people.
You're elevated.
It's not pitching from a flat ground.
Right. You're not pitching from
which
flat.
is, you can get toe pick, where you trip over it and stuff like that. So
right.
It's not as easy as just standing there throwing a baseball. And
Right.
that's important to know.
So here's the difference. Now, when you look at cricket, the guy's running up.
He's got a good run.
Right.
Look at
See,
him.
now he's a speed bowler.
I'd be passed out by there.
Okay, now here's the thing. Oh, you can run it just here. All right. So he hit the ball, which means, but he didn't run.
Mm-hmm.
Because in cricket, if you hit it and you look at that and you go, okay, nothing's going to happen.
I'm going to get out.
You're going to get out. You don't run. In baseball, you hit that, you're on your way to first base.
Run, Johnny, run.
Right. Because
run, Forrest,
it's
run.
the ball is in play. You must run.
In cricket, because you only get 6 pitches per bowler, right?
Per over, yes.
Per over, right? You only get so many overs, right?
20 overs.
So if you foul off pitches. 6 pitches, but you don't run, there goes an over.
Right. And you scored no runs.
You scored no runs during that over. That's not good.
Right. So,
right. And the pitch has to be hittable.
Right.
Within reason.
And in baseball, you can foul off pitches after pitches after pitches.
Mm-hmm.
I think the record, it was set by an Angels pitcher. It was not too long ago. He threw like 22 pitches to the same guy.
Yeah.
And he kept fouling them off and fouling them off. So he's running up.
Whoa.
Now
so that's pretty crazy, because so this pitcher may throw a ball that's not even going to get anywhere near the wicket, right?
Right.
He knows it's not.
Right.
By the way he makes it bounce.
Correct.
But it's not going to be declared illegal.
Right.
But it's also going to take a pitch which could then get you over your overs.
Yes.
Right? So I don't have to throw a ball that necessarily is going to hit the wicket. I just have to throw a ball that maybe they can't hit. Or maybe they can hit, but they can't run on it.
Yeah. But, the other thing, and this is something that I thought was really interesting, when they measure hitters and they talk about hitters, one of the things that they measure them on is creativity, which is really interesting because we don't think that way in baseball. Bryan Downing may have shifted the way he stood during the season because he found that there was a hole in his swing. And so he's trying to correct that. How do I correct it? Well, I'm going to move my foot to try and open up my ability to see the pitch coming a little bit better and then stride in. But he's not going to change that during his at bat. He's just not.
Okay, so you're talking about an at bat. I might agree with that. But there's different stances in baseball.
Of course, yes.
But that's
just like there's different stances
kind of not
in
what
cricket.
you said.
What's that?
That's kind of not what you said.
No, that's what you were
implying.
That's what I was implying the
but
entire
it kind
time.
of came across as baseball players stand in the same position every time.
Well,
and that's all they do.
No. Okay. Then you're right. Then I made a mistake in how I was explaining this. Yeah. Okay.
I want you all to take that for record right there. Bryan just said I was right.
No,
he didn't say right. He didn't say you can't, like Fonzie, can't say wrong.
No, I made a mistake. I've said I made a mistake before.
I'm just messing with you.
Okay, so that ball, it hit the boundary. You can't hit a foul ball in cricket. That hit the boundary, so it's 4 runs.
And they don't have to run.
And they don't. As a matter of fact, once that ball goes over and they see that it's going to hit the boundary, they stop running and they go back. the batter goes back to his spot
Mhm.
and they start again.
So I have a question about batters. So
Okay.
I don't know. You might be bringing this up. So obviously there's a batter on one side and a runner on the other side, right?
Right.
And let's just say the batter hits the ball,
Mhm.
and they only advance like to the other wicket.
Right.
Does the pitcher then bowl from the other side to the same
No,
batter? He
you
just
bowl
bowls to the new batter.
To the new batter.
So the pitcher's always going to bowl from the same side.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So there's no foul balls in cricket. There is in baseball. One of the big differences in baseball, if you hit a ball into the stands, like he just did, okay, it's a home run. If you're the only guy, if you're the hitter and there's nobody else on base, that's one run.
Mm-hmm.
In cricket, you hit the ball into the stands, it's 6 runs.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to lead, you don't have to run. You just stand there.
I like that. I like the speed up the game bit. Then you get the guy going.
Well, but now one thing, remember, is
or do they have to go get the ball out of the stands because they got to play with that ball?
That I don't know. I think they do throw them back. In baseball, if you hit a ball into the stands, you get to keep it.
Unless you're in Philadelphia.
Well, and then, or or you don't like the opposing team, you throw the ball back, which I think is really stupid. But and then another thing that's important to point out is that in cricket, because I was watching a cricket match the other night, and my favorite cricket player, Sanju Samson, was the first hitter of the inning.
Mm-hmm.
He hit for the entire 20 overs.
Mm.
Other people came in and out, but he was there the whole time. In baseball, and what I think they only got through 6 hitters before the 20 overs were done.
Hmm. So
if you were the 7th, 8th, or 9th hitter, you didn't get to bat. In baseball, if you're the first hitter and you get out, then the second hitter comes up and the third hitter. Then the next half inning, the 4th, 5th, and 6th hitter. If the 4th hitter gets a base hit, then the 5th hitter and 6th hitter and 7th hitter will come up. So everybody, and then once you get to that 9th hitter, then it goes back to the 1st hitter. So everybody bats in the game. You can't.
So hide. Why was he the only one hitting?
Well, because he never got out.
He never made out.
He never made out.
Well, that's the other team's fault.
Or maybe he's just a really good hitter.
Yeah. Well, you got to get him out.
So yeah, they didn't get him out.
So a batter is not grounded by how many overs there is. Okay.
No.
So in baseball, if you hit the ball in the stands, it's a foul ball.
Well, no, if you hit it fair.
Well, it's fair.
Between the lines.
Into the stands.
Correct.
You mean over the fence then?
Yes.
Okay. That's a home run.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. I mean, not everyone's a home run, but.
No, if you hit it foul into the stands, it's just a foul ball and it counts.
But not every home run goes into the stands either.
This is true. You could run around the bases and get inside the.
But there might be stands.
Okay, so now the reason I put this in is just to show. You see the guys running back and forth in cricket. Every time they run back and forth, that's a run. And in that case,
back and forth is one run.
Well, if the batter runs and they switch sides, it's one run. If they run twice back and forth, it's 2 runs.
Okay, so you don't have to get back to where you originally started from.
No, you can just run straight across.
So the other thing that is interesting there is that's home base, so I guess that's a little bit different. But they consider everything like home base in baseball, or you can run home plate, home base, whatever.
Well, there's a
you're right. You're 100% right. You're on home plate.
I'm sorry. I'm what?
I said you're 100% right. Okay. Many times, Brian, I say you're right and I'm wrong.
I would say
not
I'm
many
wrong.
times though. Not many times.
I say I'm wrong.
You're not many times wrong. But anyway, there's like when you go into first and home plate are the only 2 bases or plates you can run past.
Correct.
Second and third you cannot.
Well, to use your logic, you can.
Well, okay, you can, but you're in the field of play and you can be tagged out.
Correct.
In cricket, you're not.
Correct.
All you have to do is get your little
something beyond that line.
even your bat.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But your bat has to be touching the ground. If you cross over that line and you're in the air and you're not touching and they knock the bails off the stumps,
Just something has to be touching your foot or the bat, or does it have to be your bat?
your foot or the bat,
Okay.
something has to be touching
What about
the ground.
What about your bum?
That also works, but it has to be touching the ground. If you're in the air and that gets knocked off, you're out.
Yeah.
All right, we are going to stop this right here because this has taken a long time to get through. And we know that you have lives. You could always come back to it, but we know how the world is. So we're going to stop this here. To be episode number 1 of comparing baseball to cricket. If you like the video, please click the like button. And if you like the content, please subscribe.